Adolf Hitler, the architect of unimaginable atrocities, remains a chilling figure in history. His reign of terror left millions dead and countless lives shattered. Yet amidst the vast narrative of World War II, the fate of Hitler's family often remains shrouded in mystery. Hitler himself never married nor had children. However, he did have a number of siblings, half-siblings, and other relatives who shared his bloodline. These individuals, forever linked to one of history's most reviled figures, faced a unique and agonizing predicament in the aftermath of the war. Their lives, irrevocably intertwined with Hitler's legacy, offer a poignant glimpse into the enduring impact of his crimes. This essay delves into the untold story of Hitler's family after World War II, exploring their struggles, their choices, and the profound psychological burden they carried. From name changes and legal battles to social ostracism and the psychological toll of their ancestry, this is their story. A story of the enduring shadow cast by one man's horrific deeds. As the Allied forces closed in on Berlin and the Third Reich crumbled, Hitler's remaining relatives faced a stark choice: flee or face the consequences of their association with the fallen dictator. Many chose the former, disappearing into the chaos of post-war Europe. Disguise and deception became their tools for survival. They adopted aliases, shed their former identities, and sought refuge in remote corners, desperate to escape the long arm of justice and the wrath of a vengeful world. Some sought to blend into the massive displacement of post-war Europe, posing as refugees or displaced persons. Others relied on forged documents and clandestine networks, aided by sympathizers who still clung to the remnants of Nazi ideology. Their journeys were fraught with danger and uncertainty. The spectre of retribution loomed large, and the fear of discovery was a constant companion. Yet, driven by a primal instinct to survive, they pressed on, their past a heavy burden they carried in secret. The process of assuming new identities went beyond mere name changes. It involved a complete reinvention of self, a severance from the past that was as much psychological as it was practical. For some, it meant abandoning their former lives entirely. They sought new professions, learned new skills, and severed ties with anyone who might know their true origins. Others clung to fragments of their former selves, unable or unwilling to completely erase the past. The decision to change their names was often driven by a desire to protect themselves and any future generations from the stigma of their family name. The name Hitler had become synonymous with evil, and bearing it meant carrying a mark of shame that could never be erased. The process was rarely easy. Legal hurdles, bureaucratic nightmares, and the ever-present risk of exposure added to their anxieties. Yet, for these individuals, the prospect of living under the weight of their true identities was an even more terrifying prospect. Even with new identities, Hitler's relatives could never truly escape the shadow of their past. The world, still reeling from the horrors of the war, viewed anyone even remotely connected to the Nazi regime with suspicion and distrust. They lived in a perpetual state of anxiety, constantly looking over their shoulders, fearing that their carefully constructed lives could crumble at any moment. Every interaction, every relationship carried the risk of exposure. The fear was most palpable in their interactions with authorities. Routine encounters with police, government officials, or even potential employers carried the potential for their carefully guarded secrets to be revealed. The burden of their secret often led to social isolation. Many were reluctant to form close bonds, fearing that their past would inevitably surface and destroy the lives of those they cared about. The result was a profound sense of loneliness and alienation, a constant reminder of the price they paid for their family ties.